Hello, I'm BOODFM and welcome to my channel. If you're brand new, hopefully by the end of this video you'll be a subscriber, and if you're already a subscriber, as always, thanks for watching another one of my videos. While you're all here together, why not smash the like button? Help support the episode, help support the channel, and if you want to support the channel that little bit more, you can become one of my patrons. You'll find a link in the description down below, and if you are a patron by the time FM20 is released, you will be part of my very first series on FM20. Right, England has fallen. Bit of an experiment. I wanted to do it for a bit. I know other people have done things that are similar, but I wanted to have a go myself. Now, basically, we're going to imagine in this little world that the English Premier League, as rich as it is, has been very, very naughty. You know what it's like with money, especially in football. People can get corrupt. There's a lot of rich owners in the Premier League, and there's some dodgy owners in the Premier League. So we're going to imagine that the new FIFA boss, who's trying to clean his act up, or trying to clean FIFA's act up and UEFA's act up, especially after the last two guys that were in charge. Well, he wants to clean it up, and he's teamed up with the British government to do a thorough investigation of English football, and they uncover lots of naughty stuff, lots of misdemeanors, lots of dodgy backhanders, and yeah, they decide to punish England as a whole, which is pretty shady because some teams, especially small teams, have got nothing to do with this, but they want to set an example for the rest of the world. So what they decide to do is they're going to put a 20-year transfer ban on every team that was currently in the Premier League that season, and then on every other English team a 15-year transfer ban. I just thought, let's mix it up a bit, let's see what happens. It'll be cool because when that 15 years is up, teams like Aston Villa, Norwich, Sheffield Wednesday, teams that are in the Championship, when this happens, they're going to have a 5-year head start. They might actually become the new big clubs. That would be awesome. We're also going to see, can these teams, they're not going to be able to buy anyone for 20 years. It's a generation. They're going to have to invest in their academies, make their own players, and try and keep all of the good ones they've got for as long as they can. Now, basically as well, I've scrapped all the money. They've been fined, so none of the top Premier League teams are going to start with a lot of money at all. I've also scrapped all their sponsorships, so they're going to have to re-sign new sponsorship deals, which will be regulated by the government. It's all going to be hard on them, but it's also going to force them to create their own players. Going to be lots of English players, hopefully. Will it make England better? The country, will they go on and win World Cup? We're going to find out. I'm going to have fun doing it. I'm going to have fun sharing it with you. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it. So don't forget, smash the like button. And after this, go and catch up on all my other content. Thank you very much. You're a legend. Let's get into it. Now, welcome to the Premier League. It's the start of the 2018/19 season. And as you can see, it's all the normal teams that started last season. I'm not using the updated database or anything. But one thing you might notice is where the Premier League is ranked. Now, obviously, the Premier League's a top 3 league in the world. It fluctuates, top 2, top 1. It's definitely the richest league in the world. But I've downgraded its reputation because if this actually happened, its rep would drop because players wouldn't want to go there because they can't go there. Any player that's in the league now can stay, but they're not going to be able to buy any foreigners in from abroad. So its reputation's dropped. It's all about keeping the players they've got. And the only new players they're going to be able to get is from their own academy, which is pretty cool. Now, obviously the Premier League, they're under a 20-year ban, and every other club in England is under a 15-year ban. So everyone's in the same boat. It's going to be cool to see in 15 years' time when teams that are currently in the Championship, Aston Villas, Sheffield Wednesdays, if they can get into the Premier League then, with the Premier League money, they'll be able to start buying players, and they'll have a 5-year head start on all these guys. Now, one thing I did do is I started the ban on the 1st of September, so they've got this window to spend some money. So if they want, they can make changes, or the computer AI can make changes to all the teams in England. And then on the 1st of September 2018, that's when the ban's going to take place. And for all the teams currently in the Premier League, that'll run till 2038. There's just one problem. I've wiped everyone's money. Everyone's gone. Like, you know, you've seen in the intro, everyone had a big fine to pay. And I've done a clean slate, basically. So I did put 0 in everyone's bank, but the computer changes things. Things can happen. But you'll see for Manchester City for yourself, you start a game with Man City, they'll have at least 200 million in the bank and 200 million to spend. Man City have only got 13 in the bank and 12 to spend. So even though they can all spend money, the transfer, I don't think many transfers are going to happen. Also, because some teams have an unfair advantage, say when it came to sponsorships. Manchester United, for example, have tons of sponsorships. I've changed that too. And I wiped everyone's sponsors. So at the start of the game, the computer's done basic sponsors for everyone. Some might be better than others depending on the size of the club. But every club has also got the same reputation, which is very low. Every club in the Premier League, a Man City might be a 9,000 rep. I've made every club in the Premier League 5,000 rep. So everyone's reps low, the league's reps low. Hopefully, because I want basically a big team time players to leave, to go abroad and leave because they don't want to play at this level anymore for a team at that's that low basically with reputation. And I want to force them to use their own academies because I think it'd be cool. I also think it'd be cool to see if England can do well. So this first season, I'm guessing the status quo won't change too much. Things will probably be the same. But what we're going to do is we're going to jump forward 10 years and we'll see what's going on in England, see what's happened, and then we'll jump another 10 years and finish off 20 years in the future. Well, here we are. It is the year 2028. We're 10 years into the ban. Premier League teams, all those original 20 Premier League teams have got 10 years left. The rest of the country's got 5 years left of the ban. Just thought we'd start here in England. Got Andy Scott as the manager. Brilliant. One thing that's jumped out straight away is Mason Greenwood. A lot of talk about him at United in a minute. One of the good young players on the game and at Manchester United is at Barcelona. We've got a player. Let's have a look at him actually. How's he become? Wait, he's pretty good, isn't he? Elite striker. He even got a picture in me bloody face pack. That shows you how young he is. But I'm guessing, this is just a guess, that he's had to play more, became better than maybe he would normally. He ended up with a big move to Barcelona. We've got Sam James, who's a regen, playing for Real Madrid. Wow. Got a guy called James Few, Paris Saint-Germain. So they've got some good young English players. And then the big ones are obviously buggering off. Obviously we've got a few of the old boys still there. City is still the best team in the country, followed by United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. Not a lot seems to have changed yet. Let's have a look at the Premier League. Well, that's quite interesting because the league started off 10th. I put the rep back. Over the last 10 years, they've managed to climb their way back up, and it's now the 4th best league in the world. It's pretty much level with the Bundesliga and Serie A. I'm assuming because there's still good players in the league, its reputation would have been jumping up quite easily. But a lot of them guys are getting on now. A lot of them will have retired or be looking at retiring. And here we are with the current Premier League, or the teams in the current Premier League, and straight away I look over there, wherever it is, and see that Man City have been bloody dominating. United have sneaked in with one. Great, I'm a United fan. That's good, isn't it? Let's have a quick look at the league. Villa are back in it, Huddersfield are in it. That's disappointing. There's no random teams in it, but yeah, City have bloody dominated. This is the City squad. I've arranged it by age, so they've still got some of their old boys there, to be fair. But when you think, if you've never seen City's academy and training facilities, go and check them out. It's like next level. So you can imagine that they've been bringing through some really good young players. Phil Foden, obviously, is a real player. But I mean, who's young? What have they done with young players? Because they're not necessarily just going to have English players. Depending on the size of your club and scouts and so on, you can get players coming in a youth intake from anywhere, really. And if we have a look here, one of their good youngsters is called Bruno. He's Italian. And he's really good. Here's the history of the Premier League. And as you can see, United have got a couple. Arsenal got one. City got the rest. Everton runners up this year. Everton got a good academy. United have been runners up many, many times. These big clubs have already got good academies in place. It's going to be about the other teams because the money in the Premier League ain't changed. So the TV money, each club's still going to get that kind of money, but they can't spend it on players. So you assume the AI would still spend that money and improve the facilities. I thought we'll use Newcastle as an example. They're predicted this season to be mid-table. So, you know, after 10 years of Premier League money, they've never left the Premier League. So they've been in the Premier League for 10 years, getting 100 odd million a year. It's over $1 billion, right? They've had no players to spend it on. You expect them to have state-of-the-art everything. To be fair, they've got superb. Now, I've no idea what they had at the start. Probably should have checked that. But that's pretty good. So what I thought, let's have a quick scroll through. Just see randomly what's what. Excellent, superb, superb for Southampton. Superb, excellent, superb for Swansea. State-of-the-art for them. Watford, letting the side down. West Ham, decent. Arsenal, pretty decent. Aston Villa, excellent and superb. State of the art's the best, isn't it? Blackburn. So, you know what? See, Bournemouth. I mean, if we look at Bournemouth's profile, they've not been out of the Premier League. What are they spending the money on? They're rich. What are they spending the money on? Because just for example, let's have a look. Transfer history. You'll see this for yourself. The last 10 years, all that will have happened is players have left. That's it, look. There's not. So they're just stockpiling the money. Let's have a look who's been winning the FA Cup. City and United. Liverpool have won themselves a couple as well. West Brom got to the final. Well done, West Brom. Go down again, we'll get the Carabao Cup. Everton, back to back. Beating City in the final. West Brom. That is heartbreaking, West Brom. All English final last year. Arsenal beat United. Arsenal lost back-to-back Europa Leagues and then finally won it. So they've been to 3 finals on a run. I mean, that's pretty cool. Nice that they finally won it. Just unfortunately they beat my Manchester United. We'll get to the Champions League. Liverpool won it the year after they won it in real life. And then, nope. United have got to a final. So it really has affected them because I know, I've played this game so many times, English teams are overpowered. And when it comes to stuff like this, English teams would have definitely won more than that. So it's definitely affected them there, hasn't it? Now, if you look at the English squad, the current English squad, some high value players here, obviously a lot of them quite a few of them have gone abroad, but if you have a look at some of the guys that are based at home, Everton must have created some worldies. I mean, look at this kid. Wow. I love a regen, and that is a sexual regen. Wow. I mean, they've got another player here, Barry Leverington. Bazza. Eh? Some bloody gold players. Well, I'll take that. They might have won that anyway, and you never know this game. Again, England, this game's made by the English. I'm English. And sometimes England are overpowered. They win World Cups and you just know they wouldn't. But they beat Serbia in the European Football Championships in 2024. Right, it's not all about the Premier League. Let's have a quick scroll through the other leagues. Drop straight down to the Championship. And look at that. I hope you can see them. My head might be in the way. Scarborough Athletic are in the Championship. So when this started, Scarborough Athletic with the Evo stick, they've just gone, how have they done this? Because they've not got any money. Up, and they now find themselves in the Championship. But it gets even better because Kingstonian are in the Championship, and that is a brilliant thing to see. If you ever want to hear a bad story about a club having the piss took out of it, do some research on Kingstonian. Bloody Wimbledon, what they've done to this club in Chelsea is shocking. Alright? Hitchin are in the league. That's awesome. And Warrington are down here with Wrexham. That's pretty cool. Let's go to League 2. Bashford. Chesham. This is ace. Look, some of these teams. Hendon. I love it. Absolutely love it. So as we've seen, I mean, nothing's really changed at the very top because a lot of these clubs have kept a lot of their players. They've always had a head start anyway with their facilities, so probably got better regions initially. So it's the next 10 years I think will be more interesting because Kevin De Bruyne and Marcus Rashford won't be alive anymore. Welcome to 2038, and very, very soon the transfer ban will be lifted. Things have changed. Current champions Spurs. We finally won the title after their arch rivals winning it a couple of times, but I can't see United or City in that. Chelsea have come up there and won quite a few. Interesting, the Premier League's dropped down to 5th. So that may be the higher quality, those higher quality players that pushed it back up have gone. And it's edged itself back down. What's surprising is League is above the Bundesliga. That would never happen. So basically, after we just looked and City won the league, they've not won the league since. And the runners up, Chelsea went on a 5-year winning streak. Everton won it, Chelsea won it. Arsenal, United have been runners up many, many times and then are nowhere to be seen. Neither has City in the last 5 years. But Middlesbrough were runners up for God's sake last year. That is freaking awesome. Just want to look at Man United. It's my team, but use them as a reference point. Look where they finished last year. 15th. But if you look at the squad, it is pretty much a Apart from an Irishman and a Portuguese lad at the very bottom of the value list, English. Now that is pretty cool. So you've got a guy up here, Kyle Cardell. Wow. What's happened? Connor Brothwell. He's alright. But look at that. Surely England are going to be the best team ever in the world. Let's check Man City, because they used to be amazing. And they've got a couple of lads from abroad, but obviously they would have come from the academy. Everyone in this squad now will have come from Man City's academy. He's a decent player, isn't he? But still, majority of it's still English. Let's look at the current champions, Tottenham Hotspur. And again, majority English. But they must have just... They must be producing better players. Look at the value here. No wonder they're winning the league. Why have they done that until United haven't? Have United just not been able to keep all of their players? But Spurs have got some quality. Let's have a look at England, and they are third in the world, which is a good ranking. Looks like a lot of their best players, in fact their 6 best players apparently, don't even play in England. It shows you the way it's gone, doesn't it? So you've got, sounds very English, traditional Englishman's name, Thierry Munganga, plays for Barcelona, he's a worldie. Ryan Smith plays for Barcelona, he's also elite, he's good in it. Michael Frayn, wow. Laurel Kerr plays for PSG. So I mean, good players getting created and then leaving for better leagues. But this is where the difference is, remember. Teams like Norwich and West Brom were in the Championship. So their transfer ban lifted 5 years ago. That's why their teams aren't full of Englishmen. They've been able to spend their Premier League money and the money they've saved on talented players from abroad. Well, forcing the country to use their own academies and play English players hasn't brought a World Cup, unfortunately, over the last 20 years. Although England did get to the final in 2034. The World Cup's this summer, so it might happen from this year. And they're quite cool. I might fast forward at the end to see if they can win a World Cup. If we look at the FA Cup, how awesome is that? Look at the last few years. You've had Middlesbrough, Norwich, Everton, Bournemouth, Stoke win it. I mean, Norwich versus Bournemouth FA Cup final would never happen, but how great would that be? Obviously the League Cup, or the Carabao Cup. Some of the big teams really have won that. West Brom got one as well. West Brom are awesome, aren't they now? Looking at the Europa League, and Everton have won one, but the best thing was Norwich won one. And it gets even better. They beat Liverpool in the final. Not last year, the year before. But when it comes to the big one, the Champions League really has affected England, hasn't it? I mean, not being able to buy superstars. Look at that. No English teams have been in the final, I don't think. I mean, United got in the final in 25. Am I missing anyone? I don't think I am. And checking the Ballon d'Or, not being like, well, elite Champions League level with the teams. They're going to have been in the Champions League. They're just not winning it. They've had a Ballon d'Or win, and it was Harry Kane in 2026, which is a long time ago. So yeah, no Ballon d'Or wins as well, so it really has affected them. Even though they're creating great players and they're going abroad as well, that's disappointing. Again, it's not all about the Premier League and the top clubs. Let's have a quick look through the leagues and see who's in them at the minute. At the bottom, you've got Wolves, West Ham, Warrington. Scarborough still knocking about. Kettering. I always want to say Halloween. Hell's Owen, is it? I think. Let's crack on. Have a quick look through the leagues. Look at League One. Let's have a look. Hendon, Hitchin, Kingstonian there still knocking about. So let's see if it's some random team like Stalybridge Celtic. That'd be cool if they got in the Premier League. Somebody like that. There's my favourite team, Dorking Wanderers. I've got to check them out. So this is Dorking Wanderers. They play at Meadowbank in Dorking. Where the fuck is Dorking? Right, okay, I've Google mapped it, and it's south of London. Right, and I bet it's freaking amazing because it's surrounded by green on the map. And when you zoom into Dorking, there's writing above it, the Surrey Hills, an area, if you'll be able to see that, an area of outstanding natural beauty. Little town of Dorking. How cool is that? There's a Sainsbury's, a Waitrose, so I bet it's pretty posh. So what I wanted to do is look at a team like United, who are now a mid-table team, You haven't spent a penny for 20 years, but obviously still would have generated money through the league and through their attendances. I want to see what their finances actually look like, because remember, I scrapped all the sponsorships and I want to see if they've ended up with good ones again. And then I'm going to have a look at smaller teams and see if they've got shitter ones. So you go financially, not bad either. They got 400 million in the bank, 176 to spend, which they're going to be able to spend pretty soon. And that looks like it's been pretty steady. The balance has been even as high as 600 million a few years ago. So obviously spending wages and so on. I just expected them to have more than that. Looking at the sponsorships, and yeah, they've signed a 15-year deal for the stadium, which is 40 million a season. I mean, it's good, but if you know United, if you don't, and you're bored, just start up a game and take up United and look at their sponsorship deals. It's a lot. So they've never regained that. My theory being would be that the government would regulate everything after all the scandals and dodgy dealings, so they wouldn't be able to just do whatever they wanted. So they've not got a massive advantage, I don't think, with that. We're going to look at Southampton. They're predicted to be right down the bottom this year, battling out top of relegation area. They did get relegated years ago, but they spent the majority of the save in the Premier League. And there you go. Pretty much similar. Finances are 70 million short, but same amount to spend. When that ban lifts, the Premier League is going to come alive. Yeah, and when you look at it, maybe sponsorships, they've got a stadium deal, 15 years, but theirs is for 63 million. United's was for 200 million. So maybe those older school, bigger teams do have a slight advantage. But definitely more of a level playing field. And to see teams like Norwich and West Brom become big teams will be cool. It'd be interesting to see, actually, could they stay on top? That's for another video, though. Now, one thing I wanted to check was the stadiums, because I just imagined there'd be loads of new ones, because these teams have all got money. Some of them would have made better stadiums, like Everton, but they haven't. Only one team in the current Premier League has got a new stadium, and that is Middlesbrough, and they've got Steve Gibson Park. It was built in 2027, 31,000 capacity. That has surprised me, that. I mean, none of these maybe, but Everton definitely. Chelsea used to always have a new stadium. Like I said, I was going to check in on England to see if they could win a World Cup with their superstar English team. And you know, it never happened. They got to the quarterfinals and got beat by the old enemy, Argentina, 3-2. So there we go, that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was just a bit of fun. But if you did, smash the like button, do me a favour. Just thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know what you think down below. Get involved in the comments. Go and check out all my other videos. I've got 2 long running series that are coming to an end very soon, but I love them both, and I still think if you haven't watched them, they're worth watching. I've got another video coming out next week called The Lion King, based in Kenya, and I've got a new series, a rebuild series with somewhat of a fallen giant coming out soon. It's going to be something close to my heart that I can't wait to get stuck into, really. I'm excited. I've got the database ready, raring to go. So yeah, stay tuned. The channel's a bit slow at the minute. I'm just chilling out, building up to FM20. I can't wait. Can't wait for that game. I'm excited. But yeah, thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. Make sure you do smash the like button. If you want to help the channel a little bit more, you'll find a link to my Patreon down below. Have a great day. You've been amazing. I've been Bood. I'll see you next time.